In this video, we're going to be talking about what the judge just did and what Ripple and the SEC both just asked the judge to do and what that could mean for the rest of this court case versus Ripple and the SEC. Now, some outside attorneys say this is just par for the course, but some others are speculating that there's something deeper going on behind the scenes. And in other crypto news, Vechain is now starting to make some major headlines, be covered by some major YouTubers, as some big news that just came out about Vechain and some of the patents that it just filed for, and what Vechain could be included in, and why some people are now beginning to become extremely bullish on the future of Vechain. Plus, Facebook is now introducing their new digital wallet that they're working on called Novi, and it's going to introduce a new feature that some of you may be interested in. And right now, as XRP, Bitcoin, and some of the majority of the crypto market are consolidating. There's a few that are leading the way, including Cardano. So I'm going to talk a little bit about why Solana may be taking off faster than expected. Hey everyone, my name is Randy and welcome back to the Late Night Grind. Right now on this channel, we are covering the Ripple versus the SEC case, as well as other cryptocurrency news, investment markets, and personal finance. So if any of those topics interest you, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification icon so that YouTube will send you a notification when I release a new video. So if you're feeling really generous, and I believe that people in the crypto space are some of the most generous people on the planet, go ahead and click the thumbs up button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, along with watching this video all the way through. Those are the two best things that you can do to support a new channel. And we're approaching 60,000 subscribers on the Late Night Grind. So this community has just been amazing in support so far. So if you are new to this channel, I'd consider asking for you to subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's jump into it. So two quick things. One, I mentioned the Facebook that is working on their digital wallet called Novi. Now, Facebook had some time back been experimenting with their own cryptocurrency that never really took off. They decided not to follow it, but they did follow through with creating a digital wallet. Now they're continuing to work on it, and one of the features that they're talking about adding, which I think is probably one of the best things they could possibly do, is actually have it so that it can hold, store, and transact NFTs. Now, NFTs are one of the most popular things in the cryptocurrency market that is happening right now, so it's definitely going to help them and give some of their new sales features when they go to sell it. As Facebook put it, they're hoping that in the future, whether it be through this wallet or some other things that they actually produce, they actually see sending transactions around the world. They want it to be as easy as essentially sending a Facebook message. So we're going to see what happens with their introduction of this Novi wallet, the introduction of NFTs, and we'll see just how easy transactions could be in the future. So it's something that I'm going to follow along with. Right now, XRP is trading at $1.15, and it looks like it bounced off of a bottom resistance level. Actually, it didn't get there. The bottom resistance level was actually $1.01. According to Dark Defender, who was one of the technical analysts that I follow on a daily basis, XRP dropped down to $1.05 before bouncing back up. It is now at $1.15. And right now, he says that's a bullish sign that it didn't quite make it down to the resistance levels, and it's still on its way up going after those new resistance levels. But the two that are still leading the charge, and I made mention of this in one of my last videos, is number one, Cardano, and number two, Solana. Now, a lot of people are wondering why is Solana going up so hard? A lot of people thought Ethereum would be the one to go up right along with Bitcoin or exceed all-time highs and go even further. But it looks like the gas fees in Ethereum are actually providing some frustration for its users because those gas fees they were so high, they came down to be so low, and now they're back up to being high again. Just the fluctuation of those gas fees are having people look at other ecosystems like Solana. Now, Solana, not exactly like Ethereum, but it is another place where applications can be built, platforms can be built, and use the Solana ecosystem, kind of like a lot of DeFi applications do with Ethereum. Well, many people are now starting to become really, really bullish on Solana, and not just because it's tripled in the last month or so. So all eyes, at least from my perspective, should be on Solana and Ethereum and seeing if those frustrations end up seeing some of the Ethereum money funneled more into Solana. And another one that really isn't moving right now is Vechain. The price of Vechain has really been stagnated for quite some time. It moved up initially when Bitcoin moved up from its cycle low, but it hasn't really moved much above 12, 13 cents recently, when a lot of other coins, or several other coins, are really starting to climb. Now, people are looking at Vechain saying, well, This is an interesting one because Vechain is one of the only cryptocurrencies that was not banned in China. It has an amazing use case, so why is it not going? Well, the fact that there are now several big YouTubers and influencers talking about it. There were several big articles about patents that just came out with Vechain involved. One of those actually were filed by Vechain with something called a carbon footprint tool, which essentially is going to allow to track and monitor carbon emissions and basically put that information directly on the blockchain. The biggest thing that's going to do is going to allow businesses to look at that on a trustless basis. So when something is put on the blockchain, all that information isn't questioned as to who put it there and why. It's actually going to be all transparent. And some are saying it could actually push the whole carbon emissions tracking into the next level. And if a lot of companies start using these types of technology to produce that information, that's only going to make it a greener planet. Now, remember one thing, if you've been watching my videos for several months, about a month or two ago, when I was talking about specifically XRP, and the Bitcoin energy consumption really started to come into talks, specifically when Elon Musk started talking about it. Follow the narrative. What's the narrative in the United States government? What's the narrative in some of the global governments? Well, carbon emissions, climate change, energy consumption. If Vechain can essentially get on the ground floor in processing this information and making it public on a public blockchain, that's why some of these people think Vechain is set up very, very well for the future. Right now, Vechain is going to be testing that carbon footprint tool only in China because, well, China's pollution is just terrible. So if this is a storyline that you want to keep up with, make sure you're subscribed to this channel. And finally, to the Ripple and SEC case, there was some news that came out just the other day that both Ripple and the SEC had asked for the judge to be able to seal certain things. The judge then granted their wishes, at least temporarily, and they're going to be sealing two things. Number one, they're going to be sealing the Slack communication dispute. So this is where the SEC has asked the judge to tell Ripple that they need to turn over all of the rest of their Slack documentation that they hadn't before so that the SEC can review it to see if there was any wrongdoing within internal communications from Ripple employees. That, of course, was disputed by Ripple, and the judge has agreed to seal it, meaning that information will not become public. The second thing is, of course, the privilege disputes. Now, this privilege dispute was because Ripple said the SEC has a bunch of documents that they have between themselves and all these other government agencies when they were discussing Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, whether or not Bitcoin and Ethereum were securities and why XRP was. So Ripple believes that there's a ton of documentation that they should have access to when looking at SEC's communications. The judge agreed several times that the SEC needs to turn over those documents. The SEC said, no, those are privileged, those are classified essentially. We can't turn those over. So now they're having a phone call on Tuesday the 31st to actually discuss it. But at least until then, the privilege dispute discussions are going to be sealed. Now, from Jeremy Hogan, who is an outside attorney covering this, as well as a few other attorneys on Ripple that have looked at, basically just said this is kind of par for the course. But some of the speculation is that, yeah, it's par for the course when companies are getting set up to settle. They don't want a lot of this stuff out in the public because in the meantime, they can actually formulate their settlement discussions. And when they do settle, it will allow A, the SEC to continue to go after other crypto companies, and B, for Ripple to actually have that clarity they need, even if it's just private clarity and not giving any clarity to the rest of the crypto space. But like I said, that's just the speculation. But if you specifically hold XRP, you might not really care. I don't know. Let me know in the comments section below if you think this is actually a big deal or that this phone call coming up to discuss these privilege disputes is a bigger deal. Let me know in the comments section down below. Also, if you hold Vechain or Solana, let me know in the comments section down below. Solana actually going higher, if you think that they're going to be going even higher yet. If you're a holder of Vechain, if you think they're going to be going anywhere, or if it's just going to be stuck. But like I said, if you are new to this channel and you want to follow along with all of these stories, all you gotta do is hit that subscribe button. We are very close to 60,000 subscribers here on the Late Night Grind channel. And if you're new to the community, go ahead, check out the community tab on this channel. I put out polls up there pretty much on a almost daily basis, on a weekly basis, just wanting to see what you guys think about different things within the crypto space. So if you haven't done that, go there and check out those polls. I also had one question that I would like you guys to answer because I was considering getting into the NFT game, not necessarily buying them, but actually creating them. So if you guys would be interested in kind of following along as I create a couple NFTs, because I've had a couple ideas in mind, let me know if you'd follow along with that. Maybe I'll even use some as giveaways, who knows. But let me know in the comment section below if you'd be interested in something like that, because that's a whole new world that I've been getting vaguely educated on, and it really intrigues me, not just on the trading of it, but in actual creation of them. So let me know in the comment section below. Well, once again, thanks for watching all the way to the end, and once again, I appreciate those big thumbs up, and I'll see you guys on the next video.